I would like to formally apologize to my Peruvian audience in advance. I'm sorry that the first time I ever talk about your football on this channel in depth is this of all things, but this was too funny not to talk about. In the world of sports, and especially football, we get exposed to a diverse collection of names. Some names hold legacies. Pele, Diego Maradona, Franz Beckenbauer, Gideon Zale. Other names, not really much to them, they're just boring. Alan Smith. Do you know his middle name was Martin? Alan Martin Smith. I mean, come on. And then, of course, we have the humorous ones. Danny Drinkwater. I mean, that's a classic from the mid-2010s. Fabian Assman, Stefan Kuntz, Yaya Banana. I have the brain of a 12-year-old. And we've had more recent players like Jiz Hornkamp, who's actually doing quite well for his club. 9 goals this season. Great finishing, you could say. Please end my existence. There was even a guy in the early 2000s named Wolfgang Wolf who managed Wolfsburg. By the way, any Wolfsburg fans around that time, was it ever like Arsenal at Arsenal where you thought Wolfsburg was named after your coach? I'm actually genuinely curious. But out of all these names, there is one that reigns supreme. It is so insane and unbelievably unhinged that it will catch anyone off guard. Osama Bin Laden. I'm not even kidding. That is an actual footballer's name. Here's his transfer market, and also here's his Wikipedia page. Now, for those of you who don't get it, he's named after Osama Bin Laden, the creator of Al-Qaeda, the terrorist group behind 9/11. Now, I came across this through one of my favorite social media pages that just posts random things that they find on Wikipedia. Great page. But this whole thing actually dates back to 2017, when Peru's squad for the U15 South American Championship was released. In it, people saw typical Peruvian names, and then, Our Peruvian friend then found himself in even more spotlight in 2020 when he was announced as a new signing for First Division club Unión Comercio, which gave birth to some viral posts, like this one that says, Fichaje Bomba. Bomb signing. The name Osama Bin Laden came from the footballer's father, who actually did take inspiration from known terrorist and Arsenal fan Osama Bin Laden. When asked why his dad used that 1 year after the attacks, there's 2 separate answers from Osama. In 2017, he talked about how his father would, quote, always avoid talking about the subject. But then in 2020, and this could have been worded wrong due to me using Google Translate here, the name Osama to his father was a fashionable name because no more people would use it. Osama. Sure, that's fine. I don't think there's a problem with that. Why did he add Bin Laden? Osama Jimenez, which is actually his last name. Osama Bin Laden is just actually his first name. But he talked about how he was planning to change the name after years of being made fun of, but gave up because he, quote, got used to it, and it, quote, now feels normal to him. Okay, like, Osama normal. You don't have to keep Bin Laden. But it gets better, because Osama's brother's name is Saddam Hussein. The name itself is a Spanish twist of the name of actual former Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein. I'm not done though, because their father had actually planned to name another kid George Bush, but couldn't as the baby was a girl. Don't worry though, I got a plan B. Condoleezza Rice. No, but seriously, send this father to jail. Anyways, Osama addressed his name further in an interview, saying, quote, Jesus saved the world, and there are Jesuses who do harm. Because there is an Osama who killed people, I don't think there has to be a law about the name. Which, you know, that's fair. Again, not too sure about the Bin Laden part, but he's got a point. But one thing you may have missed out on when I displayed the quote itself is the fact that he also said, quote, there is a person called Hitler also in Peru. And he's not wrong. There is actually a person out there named that. Now, what if I told you that this person was also a local candidate in an election where his opponent was named Lenin? Back in 2018, in the town of Yungar, Hitler Alba and Lenin Vladimir Rodriguez Valverde battled for mayor. I think I've reached the limit for how many times I can say that name in a video before being demonetized. So for now, we'll just use his last name, but I will add a little emphasis to give you a clue that I am actually using that name. You'll understand me in a second. So, during the actual campaign for Alba, which is actually his last name, he used slogans like Alba returns and Alba with the people. And my personal favorite, I am the good Alba. And he won! You would think the insanity stops there, but this is why I've decided to make this a whole video, because at first I was just thinking, I could make like a little throwaway video out of this, just to have something like fill in the week. But no. You have no idea what fucking rabbit hole I fell into. Back in 2019, Peru found a multitude of different unique names in its official records. Some names include Pepsi, Pringles. They also found that other people were named after popular figures like Clinton, Peter Parker, Tony Stark. There was even an instance of someone naming their kid Luka Modric after the Croatian won the Ballon d'Or in 2018, which, is still kind of insane, but when you put that name alongside Pringles, Pepsi, and Peter Parker, I mean, I kind of get it. This is the best one, though, because it actually turned out that people were also naming their kids things like Alzheimer's and circumcision. What the is going on in this country? Listen, man, at this point, I would not even be surprised if there's like 2 people named Martin Luther King in Peru, and maybe there's like 4 LeBron Jameses while we're at it. Like, you gotta understand that this takes like the American white suburbia meme name and just ramps it 100 times. Anyways, this actually got so bad that it prompted a congresswoman, who was also a former jet skier, to propose a new bill to prevent more of this insanity from happening. And this led to a debate about what exactly do we consider normal, which is a fair conversation. Once we get past all the insane stuff, there are relatively normal names after that, and we don't really know what the limit to what power the name registry has after that. Jesus Christ, I gotta stop, man. I actually gotta stop. Anyways, though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed me reliving this surreal rabbit hole. By the way, if you are Peruvian and you know someone named something like this, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, though, of course, a massive shout out to all our patrons, including Janos Balash, Brazilian Fury, Miliway009, A Wise Orange, Adnazir Makalankong, Alex Rod, Ulta, Naya20, Are-san, Billy Jack, Hysteria, Miguel Munoz, Pluvio, Return Fire, Rory Burns, Slider Kit, Sniffrix, Taco Okafan, Tana Permilia Celine Khan, The Cypriot 35, Tomicus, Victor, Chris Visconsi, Dominic Griffin, Lewis, Joe Paricio, Kentra Gatra, Kyler Krebs, Lucian Von Croix, Niche, Patrick Barley, Rashford God 5, Raspberry Ale, Rowan Cookie, Sylvia Citrus, subscribe to Tendetem, and Unbroken Persona. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there'll be a link down below and up in the annotations. You can follow my Twitter if you want, follow my Instagram if you like, follow my... Actually, don't do that. Just go to the merch site. Or you could follow me on Twitch. But until then, I'll see you guys.